This is for women who have ever looked at you, grinned, and then pretended you didn't exist. So, stop scrolling. I have something to say that may cause your stomach to knot. Some women are better at hiding their desires than males are at hiding their fears. Do this one thing for yourself before we delve further. You're about to hear something that will permanently alter the way you perceive women. So, please like and subscribe to this channel. I'm talking to you as a female psychologist who has spent years listening to women confess the truth. They never tell men aloud, not as an influencer or a friend attempting to get you excited. And this is the first unspoken clue that she secretly desires you. She is too cautious about how she reacts to you. A lady behaves loosely, naturally, and unfiltered when she doesn't care. However, she gets exact when she wants you, but doesn't want you to know. Her chuckles are measured. She makes fleeting eye contact before disappearing. She seems to be stopping herself mid-thought as her body twists toward you and then back away. Rejection is not indicated by that internal stop indicator. It's self-control. This is the reality. Seldom are men informed. Fear is brought on by want, but it is fear of being exposed rather than fear of you. She runs the risk of showing interest before she feels secure if she allows herself to react completely. She edits herself as a result. She responds more slowly than she would like to, even when her thoughts are anything but. She maintains casual chats. In comparison to males, she doesn't give a damn about. She can even appear emotionally colder with you. In therapy sessions, I've seen women describe men as meaningless while their bodies conveyed a different message: quick breaths, tight shoulders, and an uninvited softening of voice. The mind is deceitful. The body spills the truth. Know this if you've ever been perplexed by conflicting signals. There is no tension in indifference. It is suppressed attraction. And when she is close to you but maintains her distance, you can sense the tension in the air. It's not a game, it's a defense. Additionally, you cease misinterpreting stillness as indifference if you learn to appreciate restraint rather than seeking approval. Remain with me. Her distance might be the loudest indication of all, as I'll explain in a moment, because no one taught them how concealed need truly manifest itself in real life. The majority of men leave this place uninformed that they were desired rather than rejected because it contradicts everything you were taught about attraction and confidence. The second hidden clue is unsettling. Instead of pursuing you, a lady who secretly desires you can gradually test your emotional stability. She is keeping an eye out for safety, not because she is manipulative. Women don't put males. They don't care about to the test. There isn't any emotional commitment. However, her mind poses a risky inquiry when she experiences something she doesn't want to acknowledge. Will I lose control if I allow myself to want him? In order to determine who you are under pressure, she causes brief moments of friction. In public, she might gently disagree with you. After a meaningful talk, she might put off answering. She might casually bring up another man, not to make you envious, but to see how you would respond. Is your tone shifting? Do you start to feel needy? Do you stay anchored or do you retreat? This is referred to as risk assessment behavior. From a psychological standpoint, the brain looks for confirmation before permitting attachment when desire is present. She is not amusing herself with games. She is shielding herself from being exposed emotionally. This is where males frequently fall short. These instances are perceived by them as disrespectful or uninterested and respond in a defensive manner. However, your words are not what she is actually reading. Your nervous system is being read by her. She knows you're safe when you're calm. She can tell you're not by your emotional instability. Observe the distinction between this and chasing. A woman who doesn't give a damn won't bother to see your responses. If you become envious or disengaged, she won't care. However, even when she appears not to, a woman who secretly wants you keeps a careful eye on you. She observes how you handle silence, how you handle waiters, and how you react when she retreats a bit. These fleeting times provide answers to questions she is hesitant to pose. This is the part that nobody tells you. Something changes if you remain calm, composed, and self-directed. The testing stopped because she found safety, which is the first step toward turning desire into action, not because she lost interest. During this stage, most guys attempt to make an impression. That's not the right thing to do. You are not required to perform. You must stay true to who you are without becoming tighter. The fear underlying her inhibition is disarmed by that. You weren't dreaming if you thought a woman was observing you more than interacting with you. She was debating whether or not to give in to her secret longing. What follows clarifies why her jealousy could show out in unexpected places. Because it doesn't first appear to be envy, the third hidden symptom is subtle and frequently confuses men. A lady gets exceptionally conscious of your attention patterns when she secretly wants you. It's not who you date or sleep with, but rather where your attention is directed. When you speak passionately about another lady, she can become quiet, not irate or hostile, just a little aloof. That quiet is a rule rather than a sign of boredom. She's suppressing an emotion she didn't intend to have. Unconcerned women don't control themselves. They totally withdraw. Even when she acts indifferent, you may discover that she retains minute facts about ladies you bring up. She might pose impartial, strangely accurate queries. Is she a colleague? You've known her for how long? These are not interrogations. They are points of data. Without showing any emotion, her mind is mapping danger. This is referred to as covert comparison in psychology. Comparison occurs inwardly rather than externally when desire is concealed. Since it would reveal interest, she doesn't compete publicly. Rather, she modifies her actions. She might dress a little more appropriately around you. She might highlight qualities that fit her perception of your values. Alternatively, she can completely retreat in order to prevent feeling exposed. This is the crucial distinction that males overlook. Loud or non-existent jealousy stems from indifference, hidden desire-based. Jealousy is subtle, restrained, and calculated. Instead of confrontations, it manifests as subtle changes. And believe your instincts if you notice a shift in her vibe after focusing on anything else. Here, men frequently gaslight themselves because they believe they are projecting. You're not. You're observing a relocation of emotions. The way you react is what counts. You break the enchantment if you try to incite envy again, over-explain, or reassure too much. Tension is transformed into insecurity by you. However, something more profound occurs if you remain mindful, courteous, and emotionally stable. She starts to associate you with emotional stability rather than rivalry or instability, and it makes it safe to want to proceed. This explains why some women appear calm until you start to distance yourself from them. The rule breaks down when your focus actually wanders. Suddenly, what was contained wants to be expressed. Men claim that she appeared out of nowhere at that point. She didn't. She remained there the whole time, holding back. The next indication clarifies why she might appear just when you give up on her and why that timing is never coincidental. Most guys misinterpret the fourth hidden sign because it seems contradictory. After a brief period of emotional intimacy, a lady who secretly desires you may vanish. Not gradually, not abruptly, nor slowly. You have a deep discussion. Laughter is present. The duration of eye contact is half a second longer than it should be. There is a sense of energy in the air. She then retreats. Messages are slow. Availability shifts. Warmth becomes neutral. This isn't a loss of interest. Emotional recoil is what this is. Psychologically speaking, attachment systems are triggered by intimacy. That activation feels risky if she wasn't ready to want you. Lean in is not what her neurological system instructs. Regain control. It says in order to relax herself, she establishes distance. Distance is not necessary for careless women. Nothing needs to be regulated. However, disengagement turns into a coping mechanism when desire appears out of the blue. This is the bit that men don't often hear. The pullback's intensity and the connection's intensity frequently coincide. She flees more quickly the deeper the instant she lands. This is particularly true for women who possess emotional intelligence or self-control. They don't spiral, they make their own corrections. You may observe that she becomes cordial rather than intimate, courteous rather than warm. She maintains a lighthearted, almost professional demeanor. That is not a sign of disinterest. That's containment. Here, most men are scared. They pursue, they text twice, they make an effort to replicate the scene. Inadvertently, they also validate her worry. Loss of control results from that intimacy. The best thing you can do is exercise restraint, not coldness or games. Peaceful area. You continue to be calm, kind, and non reactive. That conveys a tremendous message to her. Emotional turmoil is not necessary to connect with you. The distance automatically gets shorter. As soon as that message lands, she reappears with presence, availability, and a hint of warmth instead of an apology or an explanation. Men frequently believe that intensity is the foundation of attraction. In actuality, safety amidst intensity is what builds it. Don't think you scared someone away if you've ever had them back off when things seem genuine. There are times when you touch someplace she's trying not to feel, and the response is even more subdued. When she believes you're not paying attention, it manifests in the way she places herself around you. Her body language is the fifth concealed sign, not the overt type, but the subtle changes she's making without realizing it. Even if she doesn't express it verbally, a woman's body will turn towards you when she subconsciously wants you. Keep an eye on her feet. Keep an eye on her shoulders. They gently lean in your direction, even when she's talking to someone else. Seduction is not what this is. It's instinctive. When something feels emotionally important, the body turns toward it. She might unintentionally mirror you as well. She crosses her arms a few moments after you do. She follows you as you recline. When the brain is attuned, not when it is apathetic. Psychological mirroring occurs. It indicates alignment of the subconscious. This is something that women hardly acknowledge. They become extremely conscious of their physical presence around you. While they are concealing desire, she modifies her hair, shifts her posture, and smooths her clothes just enough to feel at ease. It's not conceit, that's getting ready. Even though her words remain neutral, you could notice that her voice softens as she speaks to you. When language is restricted, tone spills emotion because they listen for content rather than tempo. Men frequently overlook this. Additionally, there is proximity. She finds ways to be close without being overt, going by you more frequently than chance permits, sitting in your field of vision, and standing closer than is necessary. These motions are low-risk, non-exposure ways to feel connected. Here's the most crucial information, though. She doesn't instantly pull away as you go near. Her body pauses for a microcond before making a decision. That hesitancy is crucial. It's the time when self-control and desire bargain. Immediate distance is created by a woman who doesn't want you. Just space, no hesitation, no conflict, trust your gut. If you sensed this quiet negotiation with her, what words conceal is read by your nerve system. And this is where guys make mistakes. To test the signal, which is superfluous and frequently disruptive, they physically escalate. It is not an invitation to apply pressure. It's a cautious sign of curiosity. React by remaining mindful, non-intrusive, self-assured, and non-coercive. Let her body discover that being close to you is safe rather than intimidating, because her mind follows when her body quits bracing and modifications become comfortable. The following indication explains why she might be more interested in your viewpoint than your attention, and why that is considerably more important than compliments. One of the most illuminating, yet most misunderstood hidden signs is the sixth. Your opinion is more important to a lady who secretly wants you than your approval. She asks what you think because your thoughts hold emotional significance for her, not because she is hesitant. She may seek your advice on choices that she is already capable of making, social circumstances, personal decisions, and professional changes. It appears informal at first glance. It's attachment formation underneath. You are being incorporated into her internal decision-making process. With males, they don't care about. Women don't act in this way. They don't look for perspective. Yet, They may take advice. Respect, emotional significance, and impact are implied by perspective. Take note of how intently and courteously she listens. She recalls your words and makes reference to them thereafter. That's not complimentary. Incorporation is that when you're not around, your voice starts to reside in her head. This is a psychological prelude to emotional attachment. Desire turns into thinking before it turns into action. She begins to envision what you might see. Intimacy without exposing is what that is. Here's the crucial information. She doesn't always concur with you. That's deliberate. It would feel too exposing to agree. Rather, she interacts, questions, and investigates because involvement maintains a connection without acknowledging interest. This is frequently misinterpreted by men as friend zone activity. It's not, apathy doesn't argue. Apathy causes disengagement. There is an emotional presence in this back and forth. The way you react is what counts. You change the dynamic to one of insecurity if you attempt to dominate, impress, or perform intellectually. However, you can create something unique. Intellectual safety if you talk truthfully based on your principles and without attempting to win more quickly than charm could. That safety intensifies attraction. You'll become aware of something different over time. She presents her personal opinions in an objective manner. I was considering something you mentioned. More weight is attached to that statement than to any flirtation. It indicates that you stayed with her after the talk was over. Desire is active when a lady begins to mentally check in with you. She is merely defending herself by refusing to give it a name. All of this is connected by the last sign. It clarifies the point at which feigning is no longer feasible and why it frequently shows up out of the